Welcome. Today you will be learning how to use 6 different literary devices.
An oxymoron is a juxtaposition of two contradictory terms. One example of an oxymoron is an original copy. An original is the first of its kind, while a copy is a duplicate. Our second example is clearly misunderstood. Clearly misunderstood or opposite. My final example is orderly chaos. Chaos is like a mess, and orderly, well, is orderly. Up next, we have Rishbop on the scene.
The next literary device is a pun, a humorous play on words, often with double meanings. One example for a pun is frog parking only. All others will be toad. And toad is spelled T-O-A-D. This is funny because instead of the word toad, it's a double meaning for the word actual animal, toad. Our second example of a pun is, I wear 2 pairs of pants when I play golf, in case I get a hole in one. Our final example of a pun is, why are frogs so happy? They eat whatever bugs them.
Now we have a paradox, a seemingly truth that is contradictory. My first great example is the following statement. I'm going to start thinking positive, but I know it won't work. Do you understand why it's a paradox? I said I'm going to start thinking positive, but by saying I know it won't work, it's thinking negative. You see, it's a bit like crazy. My second example is, I'm not schizophrenic, and neither am I. If you don't know what schizophrenic means, then look it up. My final example is 2 statements. The next statement is true, the last statement is false. But I have never understood that one either. Now back to Rich Bobby.
The fourth literary device is parallelism. Parallelism is the use of successive verbal construction in poetry or prose that correspond in grammatical structure, sound, meter, meaning, or etc. My first example is, injustice everywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. This is used because the word justice is used twice in the sentence. My second quote is, we write quickly and you will never write well and you will soon write quickly. This is an example of parallelism because the words well, right, and quickly are all used both twice. My final example is, government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Back to you, Anish.
Fifth comes cliche, a phrase or opinion that is overused and betrays a lack of original thought. One example of cliche is, break a leg. It means good luck. How many times have you heard that before? A lot. The second example of cliche is, bad to the bone, describes somewhat evil, or just plain old bad. Our last example of cliche is, looks can be deceiving. Have you ever heard that before? Maybe so, you probably have. Now back to Rashad.
Our last literary device that we need to share is euphemism. A mild or indirect word or expression substitutes for one to be considered too harsh or blunt when referring to something unpleasant or embarrassing. One example of an euphemism is, I do not fail. I just succeed in finding out what does not work. This is showing that the person is not failing, but they're just finding out what does not work, which is failing. Another example is, the doors are not broken. I just like to call them anti-lock doors. Our final example is certified pre-owned. Pretty much means used.
That's all for today. If you'd like to learn more, go online. But remember, not everything on the internet can be trusted. By the way, I got that from the internet.
Created using Powtoon.